To everyone. Today we will discuss about similar looking trees and their identification. So similar looking trees refer to tree species that share closely resembling characters, making them challenging to distinguish. These similarities can occur due to common environmental adaptation, evolutionary relationship, or convergent evolution. Proper identification of tree or any plant species is a very important part to understand the ecological, economic, medicinal and cultural aspect. So now we will discuss about similar looking tree. So first Terminalia arjuna and Terminalia elliptica. You can observe here similar canopy, leaves, fruits and flowers. They are closely they are very close, very similar to each other. But if you observe the bark, you can observe the bark here. The first one, the bark of Terminalia arjuna. Second one, bark of Terminalia elliptica. So completely different. So using the bark character, okay, we can know about Terminalia arjuna and elliptica and easily we can identify them. So this is the Haldina cordifolia, Mitragana parviflora and Neolarnicia cadamba. If you observe the first three photographs, okay, you can understand that all are same. Particularly inside forest, if you observe only the fruit, but they are different tree species. Similarities, flowers are very similar. Fruits of Hardinia cordifolia and Mitragana parviflora are very close. Kadamba has larger fruit size but close. Now you can observe this is the leaf and bark, completely different. Haldinia cordifolia leaf you can observe, Mitragana parviflora and Kadamba. Bark also different, so using the bark and leaf character, we can identify these three species. Now, Lania coromandelica, Gargua pinnata, Spondius pinnata. It also looks very similar inside the forest, but they have a different types of fruit. You can observe the fruit of Lania coromandelica, Gargua pinnata and Spondius pinnata. The Bombec Ciba, Striculia foetida, and Ciba pentandra. If you observe the leaves, it looks very similar, but flowers and fruits are completely different. They used to plant, or particularly for avenue plantation, we use these three tree species. You can observe the flower. Larger flower of Bombyx, a smaller flower of Striculia foetida, and little bit different types of flower in Ciba pentandra. Fruits are also different. You can observe the fruits of these three tree species. And this is the bark. Bombyx Ciba, sure you can observe the spine. But Striculia foetida, Ciba pentandra, there is no spine on the bark. Sometimes you can observe the green patches on Ciba pentandra. So you can observe that there are different types of bark, different types of fruit, but same type of leaves. This is the Erythrina variegata and Erythrina subrosa. You can observe the leaves and flowers. Both are very close to each other. So it looks one species, but they are different species. If we observe the bark, here you can observe the bark characters for identification. Erythrina variegata, you can observe the spine, but Erythrina subrosa, you can observe the ridges. The Rhatia arborea, Rhatia tinctoria, and Hollerina pubescens. Usually they grow in the fringe of forest, and we identify them as Hollerina pubescens because Hollerina pubescens population, the population is high. So leaves and leaf arrangement are very close to each other, but they are different tree species. Here you can observe flower character completely different. Okay, flower and fruit characters for identifications. Fruit also you can observe in Ratia arborea, single, Ratia tinctoria, and Ratia pubescens. Okay, flowers is foliated in Ratia tinctoria. Now next, Melusa velutina and Melusa tomentosa. Uh, in first two photographs, even in the fruit you can observe that canopy and fruits are very close to each other. But if you observe the flower, Melusa velutina, the petals are just opposite to the gravity, but Melusa tomentosa petals are towards the gravity, that means towards the earth. You can observe the bark character also, completely different bark characters. The Bihunia purpurea and Bihunia variegata. If you observe the leaves and flowers, they are very close to each other. But if you observe the bark, you can observe completely different. In purpurea, you can observe different types of lenticels, but in Bihunia variegata, it's completely different. Always you can observe it in dry form. Now, Acacia catechu and Acacia polycantha. Most of time, okay, people misidentify Acacia polycantha or Senegalia polycantha as a sami plant. But this is not sami because sami has mythological importance. So people want sami plant, okay, they want in their temple premises, but always misidentify. And if you observe the bark character completely different, Acacia catechu and Acacia polycantha. Now you can observe the leaves of Ficus religiosa, Ficus aeronotiana. Both looks very similar, but Ficus religiosa is a people and Ficus aeronotiana is a parus people. Leaves are very close to each other. Fruits are different. Fruit characters for identification. You can observe here the fruit in Ficus aeronotiana fruits are not smooth, but in Ficus religiosa fruits are smooth. This is the Terminalia bellerica and Madhuka longifolia. Terminalia bellerica is a bahara. Okay, it is a medicinal tree. Madhuka longifolia has also medicinal usage, but both are NTFP, non-timber forest producers. So leaves are very close to each other. We confuse to identify them inside forest. Here you can observe the leaves. This is the leaf of Terminalia bellerica, first one. Second one is the leaf of Madhuka longifolia. So after observation these two photographs, okay, easily you can identify Terminalia bellerica and Madhuka longifolia. So leaf petule also. You can observe the leaf petule for identification. So fruits also, flower also, Terminalia bellerica, small flowers, Madhuka longifolia just like a pendulum. Fruits color different, fruits uses different. Madhuka longifolia fruits are used as a vegetable also. This is the Ficus bengalensis and Ficus altissima. If you have not observed the fruit, you may misidentify Ficus altissima as a Ficus bengalensis. Ficus bengalensis is very common banyan tree, but Ficus altissima is not a common ficus species or fig species. You can observe the fruit character. In Ficus bengalensis, you are observing that is a circular round fruit, but here is not. In Ficus altissima. Okay, the immature fruits are deep green. You can observe in the photograph, the immature fruits are deep green, but leaves are very close to each other, very similar. Now, Samania, Saman, and Albizia labac. Both looks very similar, canopy, leaves, okay, but different. Samania saman usually you can observe near the village area. Albigia lebac also, but inside forest also you can observe Albigia lebac, and very rare, okay, inside forest, the availability of Samania salmon. Now this is the Samania salmon flower and fruit. Here is the Albigia lebac flower and fruit. Fruits are completely different. If you observe the fruit, easily you can identify which one Samania salmon and which one Albigia lebac. So this is the Cageria graveolens and Cageria tomentosa. Both are forestry, both are used for medicinal purposes. There is a one very popular folk that fruits are used to catch the fish. That means it act like a fish poison. You can't say poison because it do the paralyze, so you can easily catch the fish. So Cageria tomentosa. But if you observe the flowers and fruit arrangement, completely different. You can observe the flowers and fruit of Cageria graveolens and Cageria tomentosa. Gillenia orua and Gillenia pentagyna. It looks very similar. When it is an immature plant or plantlet, you will observe that both are same. But in their leaf also, there are a lot of different characters, key characters. But in first look, we can misidentify. But if you observe the flowering period, never. Delinia orva, the large flower, Delinia pentagyna, small flowers. Delinia pentagyna flowers are edible. It also comes under anti-epine and timber forest produce. But Delinia orva flowers are not edible. And from far you can observe Delinia orva flower because it's bigger flower. So you can observe Vitex altissima and Vitex peduncularis. Vitex altissima has medicinal values, and people collect the bark of Vitex altissima, okay, for different purposes. But nowadays, because the population of Vitex altissima is already declined, people misidentify Vitex altissima as Vitex peduncularis, and they collect the bark. Here you can observe in the second photographs of a bark of Vitex peduncularis, someone has extracted the bark. This is the sign of misidentification. But the actual Vitex altissima has a whitish bark. We also collect sometimes, and just we make tea because the tea made by the bark of Vitex altissima has medicinal usage. Sometimes we take the tea. So bark character for identification of Vitex altissima and Vitex peduncularis. So thank you very much for this session.